Thanks for staying with us on this extended edition on your Saturday morning of 13 ABC Action News. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Christina Williams.
And I'm Diane Larson. We are continuing to follow this breaking news that is affecting the water in the city of Toledo as well as Lucas County and parts of southeastern Michigan.
Again, any of the water from the city of Toledo, which, as they said, includes about 500,000 people, don't drink it.
And any resident that receives water from the city to not drink or boil their water.
First and foremost, residents must remain calm.
Folks went out this morning and they tried to buy up all the water they could find, and now there's none to be found.
This store was supposed to open at 9:30 today. We got here at 9:25 and they were basically out of water at that point.
The governor has declared us a state of emergency. The reason for this is microcystin, which is the toxic part of the algae bloom, has been detected in our preliminary tests and in our confirmation tests at our water treatment plant.
That's the chemical you're talking about. Microcystin is the chemical that showed up 2 times higher than it should be.
But I do want to take you over to our graphic system. This is what it looks like from space right now. You can see Lake Erie, courtesy here of NOAA, providing this satellite image. A lot of the lake blue, but then once you head closer to where Toledo is, right on the mouth of the Maumee, so I'm drawing that in here, you can see how the color changes. More of that really neon color green beginning to show up versus the dark blues across the area, and that is some of that algae that we're concerned about.
That is the major threat as of now, ingesting the water. If it's higher doses can cause some nerve injury, which can result in tingling in your hands and some neurologic damage. It can affect the liver.
And here are some of the things to look for: diarrhea and nausea, abnormal liver function and dizziness, and headaches.
Even the city says at-home filters will not cut it at this point.
We are making already at this point contingency arrangements to bring in more drinking water if need be.
People are coming up to us asking, how can McDonald's be open when they don't really have a way to wash their hands? Well, they actually do have a way to wash their hands. They've been putting a plan together since about 4 a.m. this morning, and we were told by one of the managers that they have a business out of Perrysburg where they had hand sinks delivered to them so that they're able to wash their hands as well as sanitize the dishes as well.
It starts with a bad test of the microcystins in the water, which is a very, very dangerous chemical that has surfaced in our drinking water at 2.5 times the acceptable level. That's why we're talking to you today, and that's why we're trying to answer your questions as to what this problem is. It's a dangerous problem to have in your drinking water, which is why the governor has now declared our area in southeast Michigan state of emergency. We need to pull in our state resources to deal with this issue. And interestingly enough, as we walk through this throughout the hours of this day, we are seeing how crucial our water supply is. And it was an area that I don't know that we had a huge amount of knowledge about the vulnerability of, but it is. It can cripple a city as it is right now in this particular situation, shutting down restaurants. People can't drink the water, they can't cook with the water, they can't wash dishes with the water, small children can't be around the water, our pets need water, so as a result we're seeing an all-out effort to get at least a water supply in the short term to the entire area here, and we're talking about 500,000 people who are affected in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan.
I'm going to check in with our Alexis Mean, standing by live now at Collingwood Water in Toledo to give us the update on that status out there. Alexis?
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are stepping up in this community because there are a lot of people that need water. I need you to take a look over here. There are people lined up waiting to get their water jugs filled here at Collingwood Water. Now, you can buy 5 gallons for $4.25 per bottle, and there's a 2 jug limit when you come here.
There's still people desperately trying to find water, and here at 13 ABC we're trying to get you connected to a lot of those resources.
We're giving away water at all 3 of the fire stations in Oregon. The number 2 station at Wheeling, this is the number 1 station at Seaman and Wynn Road, and then also our Bay Shore Road fire station number 3.
We'll walk you right over here again. The line is fairly short at this point right now, but again, earlier it was all the way down the street, wrapped around the bridge, because people are obviously just desperate to make sure that they have some water.
By way of an update, here's where we're at. We have been in communication, as I said earlier, with the governor's office. We now have samples in flight, 1 to Columbus and 1 to Cincinnati. We anticipate somewhere between 5 and 7 o'clock tonight to have the results of those samples. We are setting up distribution points, and we're accessing the local schools, generally speaking, although it may not be in some cases a local school. We will have water is being transported up from basically all over the state of Ohio at this time.
Now you're looking at the cars that are actually in front of Springfield High School. Well, this line on McCord and Hall goes all the way back to the back of the high school. All of these people are in line for a 5-gallon jug or a 6-pack.
Hi, Sean Haggerty from Channel 13 News. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Saw your ad on Craigslist about selling water.
Yes.
What are you selling it for?
$15.
A case?
Yes.
What'd you pay for it?
Enough and a lot of hard work. Why?
I just wondering.
Are you interested in buying some?
Just wondering if that might be price gouging.
We were just handed this.
We just got an update from the city of Toledo and Lucas County. Okay, so I'm going to give you some times. This is for the water distribution. We've been waiting for this, and it's more specific as to where you can go to get water and when. First of all, if you have water, don't go to the sites. A lot of people might get a little panicky and try to get extra water, but if you have it, then let people go who don't have access to it.
One of those distribution sites expecting to get that water by 5 o'clock. Our Senna Ora is there. Senna?
You're absolutely right. 5 o'clock, that's when the city hopes to begin distributing water here at White High School. Now, many have been waiting in line since noon because those times keep on shifting.
We have tests that are going down to Columbus, and we have tests that are going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
You know, they take daily testing of this water, and I guess to put it in perspective, maybe it's like, you know, when you prick your finger for a blood sugar level. You know, that's a daily check of the water. This is, you know, going the full bore and getting a blood test and taking a look deeper. 3 different tests, taking a look, and 3 different tests have to agree with one another. In other words, we have to have the same result from all 3 before we declare the water is definitely unsafe to drink or that it is safe to drink. So again, that's going to take a little bit of evaluation at this point, and that's what they're doing.
The mayor said in a news conference not too long ago that he hopes to have an answer within the next 5 to 7 hours based on the 2 new samples sent to EPA authorities in Columbus and Cincinnati. But again, very, very clear that we don't know when. We're going to know when this will end.
Diane, we have learned that the first truck that arrived here, there was 5,040 gallons of these bottles inside that truck. They have given most of those away, and the city of Toledo has shipped in another 4 pallets of water to Central Catholic, which you can see over there. They're actually moving those pallets and water over to the sidewalks.
Fortunately, with this kind of help and the numbers here, we can get these cars through pretty quickly. We've already downloaded about 7 trucks. I can't even keep track now of the number of pallets that we've unloaded, but cars are coming through at a pretty good steady stream.
At this hour, it seems as though we have more questions than answers, and we're not sure what tomorrow will bring. Are you prepared to do this again tomorrow?
They've called on us to see if we can help with volunteers, and we will.
The last time we talked, they were unloading a 3rd wave of water that was arrived by truckload.
So that's the situation here at Springfield High School. Again, the distribution site is closed for the night, but it will reopen tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
The big question is, why is this happening? I mean, we've had algae blooms before, but like I've said earlier, I've been here 30 years, and I think this is the first time we've ever had this extent of a water advisory. People told not to drink.
Yeah, and it's a number of factors go into it. We heard the legislators say, hey, we saw this coming, trying to do something about it. We wanted to bring in a water expert from the University of Toledo. Dr. Isabel Escobar joins us in studio. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And you were explaining to us why this is happening now.
Yes. So it's a combination of factors. We have right now the perfect temperatures. It is warm, but not too warm. And we also haven't had a lot of rain, so the water is pretty still. When there's a lot of rain and thunderstorms, you have a lot of motion in the water, and so it prevents the algae from becoming buoyant and coming to the surface. And then with the low winds, they're also not moving, and we continue to have problems of the runoff from fertilizers, livestock, and what comes from the wastes of the livestock all go into such a shallow river, such a shallow lake, being that our lake is the most shallow one. So all of that gets together, and it's leading to this problem. But it's a problem that we do have algae blooms every year. We do have closures of the beaches every year, but it's just that this year it seems that all the conditions are perfect to lead to this.
But we'll stay out here in case he does happen to come out. And every time we hear a click on that door, we're turning around to make sure that it isn't somebody important that we need to talk to bring you the very latest information.
Is we're looking to see by mid-afternoon where we're at in terms of the broader picture, and that is how far out has this one into the system and when can we start drawing back in. If it wouldn't be safe for my own children to consume, I wouldn't ask anybody else to take that same risk.
What you need to know before you go to bed tonight and when you wake up tomorrow morning is that you need to check with us, because we'll be monitoring the situation overnight for you.